Thanks for being interviewed.
No worries.
So just start off by telling us a bit about your band and where you come from, because you've got quite a bit of a following, haven't you? You've got a good...
Yeah, we're doing all right. So me and Darren are from a place called Leek in Staffordshire, which is about, is it 13, 14 miles?
15
miles. 15 miles to be precise.
Nice place.
15 and a half.
15 and a half miles away. So yeah, we kind of base ourselves in Macclesfield because it's sort of central to where the rest of the band are from as well. And plus the kind of music that we're inspired by is from these parts and sort of towards Manchester. A lot of the bands we're into are from Manchester, Joy Division, especially from Macclesfield as well. So it's kind of where we focus the band from, really, sound and meeting up.
Yeah. So is that one of your influences, Joy Division?
One of mine. It's one of mine. Big inspiration of mine. I mean, there's a lot of bands that have come off from Joy Division that I've got into over the years, but you go back and Joy Division's one of the originals.
He's got the t-shirt on, look.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dedication.
Just as it happens.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So what about? When your kind of songwriting method, because you've got so many different little hooks and lines and things with the guitars and the vocals and stuff. So how does that come together?
Well, depending on the song, like there's a song called Streets Tell Stories, which was sort of born out of a jam.
Jammed out, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Daz started with a bass line, which was a little bit Peter Hookish. Could I say that, Daz? In a way.
Yeah. I'll take that. Yeah.
Hookish hook.
Hookish hook. Yeah, and then sort of from that it just sort of formed into a bit of a jam, and then there was a riff that sort of come in on the guitar, and then the vocals just kind of came messing around in the room. And then other tracks, it's like, I'll sit at home and demo some acoustic stuff and send it to the lads, and they kind of write parts, and then we get in the room, stuff. There's no sort of set method.
Yeah. There's more than one way of skinning a cat, isn't there? So
yeah.
We're open to the ways we do it. Yeah.
It keeps it interesting as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just about to say, when you're jamming stuff, it comes together more naturally.
Yeah.
And you can always come back to, if you record it in the room, you can go back to it a couple of months later or something and just refine it.
Yeah.
Well, that happens. I think some songs are on like the 20th version 20.
Yeah, we've done a lot of we've
done a lot of fine tuning over the years. Yeah.
Some of the songs have got a little bit of time behind them, so we've edited them, rewritten bits, lyrically stuff. They've come to a place now where we're actually, they can't really get any better than they are. It's kind of we're super happy with where they're at. So, yeah. I think sometimes a band, they can record a song and think it's brilliant, and then look back at it a couple of years later and think, but whereas we've lived with these songs, we've lived with a few of these songs over the years.
Yeah, so they're now at that
point where we're really happy with them, they've matured and they're at where they're at.
Yeah. So because you've done a bit of recording and stuff, you've got a couple of EPs or albums?
No, we've got 3 singles out. We've got our first single was Broken Minds, the second single was Streets Tell Stories, and a recent single it's called Silver. Yeah, and they're all on Spotify and YouTube and all that.
Or FaceTube.
Or FaceTube.
So the point when you come to the studio, it's already finished. It's already been gigs, and you've tried it out and everything else. Yeah. So what about when you're gigging? Is it just? What's the gigging experience like for you? It's just travelling around places and gathering people up, or do you send the music out online first of all and then?
Well, we've been lucky because of the tracks, and a lot of people have got wind of the tracks over Spotify and Facebook, especially Facebook. So people have just got in touch, promoters and festival organisers as well. So we were lucky enough to get on Kendal Calling last year off the back of the first single, Broken Minds. So that was an experience, and we'd only been going at that point about 6-7 months. So we were buzzing at that, and then we've built a following up just through doing gigs and being good live, which is what we care about more than anything. A single and a recording is one thing with a band, but we've just got this thing live that I still don't think we've caught it on record as such, but there's just an energy and a rawness to the live experience, which is, you'll never beat that. That's what we're in it for, is the live sort of.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? Yeah. Music has to be live, and I do quite understand especially from just having heard you in there as well, even just in that tiny little space, there's so much that you can't quite get on a recording. Yeah. So that sound that you've got, it's quite a unique sort of vibe, really, isn't it? Where everything kind of comes contrapuntal.
Yeah, like I say, there's so many influences coming into it. Mike, the lead guitarist, he's got his own sort of influences that come on the lead guitar, and he's got like, I mean, he's up to about 30 pedals now, is he, on his pedal board? So, you know, he just steps on a pedal and then you've got a new feel. Daz has got bass lines, and, you know, I've got my melodies and my chords and stuff, and the drummer's got his beats.
Yeah, each person's got their own individual thing to bring to the table, you know what I mean? And I think that's why it sounds, I think we sound like a lot of things, yet at the same time sound like ourselves. If that makes any sense,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, completely, yeah.
Which I think is
Yeah.
a good thing. I think that's how it should be done. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, definitely. So what about other bands that you've either been on the same kind of billing as, or, you know, which other local bands, Manchester, Macclesfield League bands, do you think are really, you know, you'd like to go and see, you enjoy watching?
What are we talking, like unsigned or just in general? Like
Yeah,
band?
no, unsigned ones, yeah.
So I was trying to think who we've seen. See, there's a band called Deja Vega.
Heard of
I say. I mean, I don't know if they're classed as a Manchester band, but they're definitely northern in the sound. They're unsigned, but they're brilliant. Like, they're a three-piece. Got like big guitar riffs, big bass lines. They're a band I've still yet to see live, but I've sort of followed them on Facebook and Spotify. They're well worth a check out for me. Yeah.
I can just think of the ones we played with. Science, they're good lads, aren't they?
Yeah,
from
Stoke.
From
Science.
from
From
with a P.
Stoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, clever.
So they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good lads, aren't they? From around our way, they're always good to watch live. Don't put me on the spot. I can't think of it. Probably walk out this room thinking, should have mentioned them.
Yeah. There's a band called Chiefs, who we played with at the Underground last year. They're really good. They've got like a sort of a punky sort of edge to them in delivery.
Oh, right,
Yeah, a little bit early Arctic Monkeys, but they've definitely got the sort of their own feel going off. They're a good band, well worth checking out. Yeah.
Good stuff. So if other people want to come and find you and stuff, is Facebook and all that the best way to find them? Where are you going to be playing the next few months, sort of thing, after kind of post Macc Fest and everything? Have you got anything lined up there?
We've got just a few gigs.
One in April, isn't it? In Newcastle Underline College.
Yeah.
Some day event or something. But then the main ones are in May, aren't they? With the first bank holiday weekend, there's 2 in a row, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got one in Leek, where me and Daz are from, a place called the Foxlow Arts Centre. We're playing there on May the 4th, and May the 5th we're playing, no, I've got it the wrong way around, I'm telling you, like, May the 4th we're playing Verve Bar in Leeds,
Right.
May the 5th we're playing in Leek.
Yeah, then the 10th we're up in Barrow.
Yeah, and I'm playing Barrow on the 10th.
And then back in Hanley, headlining the Sugar Mill for the Your City Festival on Saturday the 25th, right?
Yeah, that'll be mint. Yeah, because we haven't like over the years we've played the Sugar Mill and other bands, which is a mint venue in Stoke. But it's the first time Shader will be sort of playing it, and luckily we're going to be headlining it as well. So we're going to make sure it's a big deal and pull out all the stops.
Hopefully so. Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to hearing your set properly. And thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.
Nice one. Cheers. Thank you.
Man.